Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Patholkis, and it's time for The Boys Season 2, season finale, Season 2, Episode 8. What I know. I actually looked at that again because I couldn't remember what the fuck it was. So welcome, everybody. And I don't know if you're wearing your boys' paraphernalia like I am. But yeah, this is from San Diego Comic-Con 2020. This is this year, the virtual Comic-Con. And you see that little shirt that I've got behind me over here, right over here? I'm going to be giving that away at the end of this thing. So basically, it's going to be a week from now. I'm going to put the contest rules in the comment, or not in the comments, in the description of this here. You can't hear me? That's on your side, Morks, because obviously I'm doing good here on that. Yeah. So let me take care of some business first, and we'll get to all of that shit. So if you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, you're going to see a video at the very end here. Basically, what YouTube does takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible. One of the videos is my vast video library and matches it up just for you. And if you like that, then hit that subscribe button. If you want to know when I'm be on live again next, you can hit the bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance that, of YouTube actually notifying you. So best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com, take a look at the schedule that's up there. I post it up every week. Also, all the links to my social media. So Twitter, Instagram, Patreon. No tier set on the Patreon, but there will be once I hit 1,000 subs. We're so close. Also, I have the link to the the YouTube channel here, my Facebook page, and a Facebook group page where you guys can post stuff and chat amongst yourselves. So yeah, for the shirt, all you guys need to do is comment down below in the comment section of this video once it becomes a video. And that puts you in. And it's only for people in the continental United States because international rates are a fucking pain in the ass. They're expensive as all hell. So unfortunately, it's continental United States winners only. So there you go. And for those of you who want to know what the shirt looks like, there you go. And it's got the little boys logo because unfortunately, it won't let you move the boys logo up any higher than that when I was making that thing up. So there you go. Yes. So I don't know. You guys want to get to it? Yeah. Okay. Spoiler alert. I am going to spoil the episode. If you've not seen the episode, go and watch it. Come on back. And this will be a video. You can comment down below in the comment section. Yeah. So nothing really happened in this episode at all. It was kind of boring, really. Everyone got together, played nice, and that was the end of it. So okay, we're done. Bye. No, I'm kidding. Fuck yeah, there was a lot of shit that happened in this. We finally found out who is popping heads, and it's Newman. That's right. So Senator Newman is the one who is the head popper. We find out at the very end of this, and yes, I'm going for the very end of this at this point, because that was one of those things I actually screamed at the screen at one point because I thought it was over with. And I'm like, who the fuck is popping heads? And then we get to see at the very end there, we get to see people popping head, her popping Alistair Adana's head, the head of the Church of the Collective. And yeah, would you like a Fresca? I don't want to drink that shit. That shit's nasty. Oh man. And Huey's going to go and work for her. So I mean, yeah. I knew there was something up with Newman. I didn't know what it was, and this has changed. I mean, this show changed so much from the book, which is good because it's subverted expectations. And this is what you want from something like this. Sure, they're going to do some storylines from the book, but I like that they've moved away from the storylines from the book and have gone their own route. At the very end of this, too, we also have Mallory offering Butcher a job, putting together a new team to oversee the soups, which is kind of what you get at the beginning of the comic, really. And I kind of like that. So, Yeah. No, I knew it was another soup, apple crow. It had to have been another soup. I knew it wasn't a weapon. Yeah. Um, you love to see Herogasm in the show. We might still see Herogasm. You never know. There is ways that, Love Sausage made his way in as well. He wasn't a main character or anything like that, but he had his moments there. So sorry, it's Oktoberfest, so there we go. I'm ahead of you on that one. Man, Becca getting killed, and so I'm still not clear on the whole Becca getting killed thing. Yes, Ryan shoots out his eye beams or whatever and fries the fuck out of Stormfront. I mean, taking off her legs, her arms, and frying her face. But I don't understand what happened with Becca, why her carotid artery was it that Stormfront's hand that was holding her throat ripped her throat open, or what? That's kind of what I wasn't too sure of, because I mean, she didn't look like she was fried at all. I mean, Butcher had a little bit of singe going on his knuckles, but it didn't look like Becca was singed at all. And she had her throat ripped open and her carotid artery, and of course was bleeding to death. So, yeah, I don't know exactly what that was all about. But I do love Butcher's words of wisdom to Ryan is, what I tell you, don't be a cunt. That's right. Don't be a cunt. And that's good advice for anybody right now is don't be a cunt. Oh, man. And Kimiko with the whole laugh thing, it's her first audible that we've had in the entire seasons, and the entire series actually, is her laughing and her doing sign language and Frenchie, translating to Stormfront that she's going to put her boot right up your Nazi kitty, which I kind of thought that was funny that he cleaned it up, considering that Frenchie does not clean anything up at all, and I just thought that was kind of funny that he cleaned that up for her. So yeah, Apple Crow says, I took it that Stormfront was holding her grip to strangle her slowly. Then she got beamed. She reflexed and dug in. Well, we saw that she had her, she did have her thumb right in the artery there in her throat. And which, by the way, if you're doing that, she's going to pass out because she was holding her up too. I mean, you're cutting off blood supply to the brain, but you know what? We'll leave it at that. So, yeah, that was, I'm guessing that's what happened was that, when her hand got blasted off, it just kind of ripped, the carotid, but we'll leave it at that. Mother's Milk getting to go back to his family. This whole thing, I mean, it was just, and Homelander, I mean, Queen Maeve coming in and basically saying, look what I've got. She goes, I've got the video of what happened on the plane. You're going to let us all go. You're going to let him go with the kid. And you're not going to do anything about it. And and I loved what Stan Edgar had also said at the beginning, pretty much the beginning of this season, was that Vought is a pharmaceutical company. It is not a superhero company. So what they make their money on is on pharmaceuticals, which is Compound V. And at the beginning of this episode, we had Compound V getting ready to go to the government to be released, as Jim Beaver's character was saying there. He's basically the senator, the other congressman that was working with the government, and also Mallory, saying that, you know what, our soldiers are going to go and get this Compound V shot at $5 million a pop. So Vought was getting ready to make some serious fucking money off of this. And yeah. And of course, they had to put the brakes on it after everything that happened, especially with Stormfront coming out as a Nazi and A-Train getting that file from the Church of the Collective and being rewarded for it too, because he ends up going back to the 7, whereas the Deep gets screwed once again. It is not able to go back to the 7, which I thought was kind of funny. I did all your fucking children's workbooks. Fresca sucks, man. That just made me laugh. It really did. Mark says, I liked how they wrapped up. I was expecting so many cliffhangers. I just being Newman was satisfying. I also think Edgar is under control of it. Yeah, I was actually kind of surprised that they didn't go with Vought. Since Stormfront was married to Vought, that she owns the company. That would have made so much sense. And I don't know. They didn't go with that at all. I don't know if Kripke ever thought of that or if it just, was something they didn't want to deal with or what. But yeah, they just kind of left that off the table completely. And she's still alive. Black Noir's still alive. But yeah, she did get Anakin. Somebody said that earlier here that she got Anakin. So Raymond says my major concern is they wrapped up too many storylines. Honestly, where do they go from here? There's a lot of places they can go from here. So basically the cat's back in the bag, except for Compound V. We know Compound V's out there. Now that the boys have been vindicated, they've had their records cleaned, and they are now going to work for Mallory at this point. Basically, Huey's going to find out that Newman is a soup and is trying to infiltrate the government. Most likely, it could be that she is one of these super terrorists, that we were talking about, that we've been hearing about all season, and that she's actually trying to infiltrate the government. There could be that as well, but most likely she's trying to infiltrate the government for soups or for Vought or something like that. And they need to stop her, of course, and not take out the entire government along with her. And so they're going to get superpowers next season. They have to get superpowers next season. That's my guess is where we're going with this at this point. So, yeah. And Homelander is by himself now. I mean, completely alone. He's got nobody on his side, which means he's going to become even more of a psychopath and most likely going to kill a shit ton of people. Well, he even said to Queen Maeve, he goes, if you release that, he goes, I'm going to kill fucking everybody. Everybody is what he says. And she's like, well, yeah, but at least no one will love you anymore. Kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Marks. Mark says, I just liked how they wrapped up. I was expecting. Okay. Yeah. I already talked about that. Yeah. And I'm not reading your other one because it was just a bad joke. Oh, man. Some good stuff. We never got to see the bazooka launch. We really didn't. And yeah, it's one of those things. Stormfront, is that what you're trying to say, man? No. I did look at Aisha Tyler's Inside the Boys afterwards, and they had Kripke on there, and Anthony Starr, Carl Urban, and of course Karen Fukuhara on there. And yeah, that was kind of funny. They talked about some stuff, but nothing really groundbreaking, really. And of course, Kripke kept really, really quiet about everything. So yeah. And it wasn't the best, ending episode that they did on that one, but yeah, what do you want? So I'm trying to think of what other than giving them Compound V next season, and of course giving Terror Compound V as well, so that we can have a super dog in there as well. And them looking over the soups, I'm fairly sure we're going to go back to them, doing hands-on, keeping the soups in line, kind of like what was going on with the comics. And I hope that does happen next season. But of course, we got to have an entire year to wait. They did do a New York City Comic-Con panel yesterday. Excuse me. Beer's making me a little hiccupy. I didn't watch it. I just had heard that it happened. And then, of course, that's when they released the, last episode early, is what happened. But, hey, we'll see what happens. Yeah. You know. But man, I mean, just so much. And then Homelander just killing, troops, Vought soldiers. Um Man. And Becca being dead. There's like I said, there was just so much stuff that happened in this episode. The season finale, it did not disappoint. And so much so that my brain is still trying to wrap itself around it, even though I saw it yesterday. So yeah. How about you guys? What does everyone else want to see in next season? Yes, Apple Crow, the whole girls do get it done. When Starlight and I did like also the Huey thing where Huey's like, you know what? I need to stand on my own 2 feet. He goes, about time, I need to do that. And Starlight thinks that he's breaking up with her. And she's like, oh, okay, I didn't know you felt that way. He goes, oh, no. Because I'd be fucking crazy to leave you, is what he says. He goes, that's not happening. I'm going to be clingy to you, is what he says. But yeah, no, I'm believing the boys, is what he says. And finding his own feet. Yeah. Raymond K. Hessel says, I would bet my left testicle they would play Billy Joel's River of Dreams. Perhaps they're saving it for the series finale. I don't remember River of Dreams playing in for the series finale. Okay. Possibly. I don't know. Possibly. And I did like the explanation of why Billy Joel. Oh, that was the other thing we got too. I forgot is that we found out that Huey's mom is not dead. She just left him, supposedly left him, and his family just up and left one day. So we've got Huey's mom out there too at this point. Yeah. So we've got Huey's mom happening out there too. And most likely we're going to see that in season 3 of what's going to happen there. Mork says, you think Edgar could be manipulating everything? I laughed so hard when Billy tells Ryan, remember what I told you? And Ryan's reply, oh, yeah. Don't be a cunt. Yeah. I don't think Edgar is manipulating everything. I think Edgar is playing what cards are dealt to him. That's what's going on. I think that Stan Edgar is actually just playing what cards are dealt to him, like any good businessman would. And he's setting up as best as he can, but also when he gets thrown a curveball, which he's been thrown many, he's actually rolling with it at that point. Applecrow says, I kind of wonder if the bit about him, his mom leaving suddenly as a kid might be a setup for Huey might have gotten V as a kid. I thought that as well at first. That would explain a lot of things, like how Huey is able to survive all this shit so much. But I don't think that's the case. I really don't think Huey has any superpowers as of yet until he gets that shot of Compound V. So it might be that they were approached and that's the reason why she left, because maybe his father didn't agree with it and said no, and then his mom finally just said, yeah, fuck this, I'm out. Yeah. Yeah, thanks, Applecrow. Yeah. And yes, we do get a new meme out of that too. The whole butcher drinking from the tea cup there and looking off to the side, kind of evil like, that has replaced the Kermit meme for me. Kermit drinking tea. That really has replaced that for me. Do I think Stormfront will heal? That is something that I thought about too, Raymond. I mean, we're going to see Black Noir again. Of course, we know that he has a nut allergy now, which, by the way, the actor who plays Black Noir really does have a nut allergy. So how that all came about was at Comic-Con, it came out that he has a nut allergy. So basically, if someone has a granola bar, he has to stay far the fuck away from him. He has a severe nut allergy. And Carl Urban was like, he started laughing, not at, the allergy and going, and he told Kripke, he goes, why don't you fucking make that Black Noir's, kryptonite, if you will? And Kripke started laughing. And he's like, yeah, that's actually a good idea. And that's where this all came from, was, one of the actors literally having a severe nut allergy, and they gave his character the same allergy. That's what kills him. Yeah. Yeah. Um, but yeah, I'm pretty sure Stormfront is going to come back at some point in time. All cyborg like, maybe Darth Vader esque. We don't know. I mean, she's gotten her legs blown off below the knees or above the knees. Her arm's been blown off to her right arm. It's kind of stubby, and I didn't see the left arm. I didn't see what happened there. And then, of course, she got her eyes been stuck. Becca stabbing Stormfront in the eye with that switchblade was pretty damn good, or the little paring knife that she had, knowing that was going to be a weak point. Who knew that was going to be a weak point there? Yeah. Mork says, I also like how it looked like Butcher is more psycho now since Becca died, but at the same time, how he has a slight bit of humanity left since he decided not to separate Ryan from Becca. Yeah, actually, Carl Urban actually talked about that in Inside the Boys. And when he picks up the, just after Becca dies, and he picks up the crowbar, and he's looking at Ryan, he's going to kill Ryan. He is in that psycho moment where he's going to fucking kill Ryan for killing Becca. And then when Homelander lands, it snaps him out of it. And he comes out of that murderous rage, and he kind of honors Becca's last wish at that point, because it kind of snaps him out of it. But yeah, he is still the murderous psychopath that he is. And again, a lot of this has to do with his dad. So yes, we deal with a lot of bad dads in this series, if you will. I mean, Homelander has no dad. Billy has a horrible fucking father who basically tortured him. Huey's father essentially was a couch potato, non-existent, which I don't know if you can characterize that as a bad dad or not, because I mean, he really had no ambition whatsoever. So in a way, he is a bad father. Mother's Milk was always going out on these missions. So is he a bad dad at this point, or is he just a victim of circumstance? We don't know. And of course, Homelander being father to Ryan, he's a horrible fucking influence on Ryan at that point. But also we see in this last episode here, when he took Ryan to Vought World, which is kind of, or Vought Planet, the kind of like Planet Hollywood. Planet Vought, that's what it was. Yes. So it's kind of like Planet Hollywood in a way, where it's a restaurant around all the Vought theme. And Ryan can't handle it because, of course, Ryan's never been in a crowd before. He's probably never been to a fucking restaurant before. And he starts freaking out because, of course, he's got superpowers too. So those are kind of probably kicking in too. And Homelander recognizes this and actually takes him and leaves, which you actually see some sympathy in him at that point. And this is one thing I start thinking of too, is like, okay, is Ryan actually good for Homelander at this point? Because maybe he can get back, I don't know, tamp down the psychopathic tendencies that Homelander has, since he seems to want to actually help Ryan get through with his powers. He even says, he goes, no one was able to help me with my powers because no one understood me. No one had the same thing. No one had the same abilities that I had. And also I could cut them down in a fucking instant if my powers went awry. So I don't know. I think Mallory at some point might actually bring Homelander in to help raise Ryan. And that might actually happen, because that is a possibility that was brought up there. Yeah. Applecrow says, I wonder how they're going to explain MM's name, considering they don't have the V. True. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe he likes breast milk too. We don't know. Could be. Yeah, they haven't really explained a lot of Marvin other than we know that he was in special forces as well. It seems that's where Billy met most of these people was when he was in SAS because Becca, she even says when they were at Fort Hood, was it Fort Hood? I think it was Fort Hood, is where they met, and she's a better shot than he is. Uh, Marvin, we also know he met during his military career as well. Frenchie, we don't know where they met. I think, well, we do know where they met because Mallory brought Frenchie in. And so Frenchie has no military background, but he's got a lot of military know-how, shall we say. So there you go. Mufino says, but Ryan would be isolated, kind of. Homelander did bond and have a valid connection with Ryan, but I didn't like Ryan flip-flopping so much. Yeah, the kid's a bad actor, okay? And it's honestly, it's because I think this is his first acting gig, and they probably should have gotten a little more of a seasoned kid actor to play the kid. So yeah, it was bad in that respect, but give him credit for where it is. And yes, he did flip flop back so often that we don't know what it was, and that's the writing. That really is the writing. That's Kripke's writing, or not Kripke's writing, but whoever in the writing room was writing that shit. And so yeah, they need to flesh out Ryan a little bit more, and they didn't. So, and I can forgive that to them because there was so much other shit going on that to skimp on Ryan's character is perfectly fine. It really is perfectly fine to skimp on Ryan's character on that one, just a little bit. But also build up Homelander's character a bit too. Viking Bitch says the kid was torn though. He was being pulled hard in two directions. Yeah, he was. I mean, he's a good kid, but at the same time, he could see how evil his dad was. And also Stormfront. I mean, the whole thing. I mean, when Stormfront says, you know what, they're trying to kill us because of the color of our skin, I was like, fuck, you are a fucking evil Nazi bitch, lady. Yeah, that one right there was just, you know, there's a couple times I screamed at the screen. And that was one of them. Yeah. And it's funny because Aya Cash has talked again on Inside the Boys. She, you know, she's herself is actually Jewish and says, yeah, she goes, every Jewish girl's dream to grow up and play a Nazi bitch on TV. And, you know, it's really kind of funny. I mean, I don't know how much of her comes out in Stormfront. I mean, not the racism part of it, of course. Well, who knows? You never know. But the really sarcastic bits of her, it's Aya Cash. I mean, obviously. Uh, but yeah, there's other stuff in there. Damn, that's all I can say. Apple Crow says also I think Danny DeVito should play the legend if he shows up. That could be interesting. Yeah. Mork says Stormfront was played beautifully. She is an evil character. She is. And yeah, Aya Cash did a great job. Yeah. Yeah. And I do love the little cartoon that they had of you know, her once everyone found out that she was, you know, working for the Nazis during World War II, and someone did a little animation about her, and Huey's like, "That's kind of catchy." uh yeah, Pen, I agree with you. Yeah, her line that they love what I'm saying, they just hate the word Nazi, and I was like, "Fuck," you know, I was like, "Fuck, lady, fuck." And then when all three of her are beating them, you know, Maeve, Starlight, and Kimiko are beating the fuck out of her. And I was like, yeah, that's what you need to do, Nazis. You just need to beat them the fuck down. So yeah. Oh man, there was just so much. Like I said, there was so much good stuff in this episode. So much good stuff in this episode. And so much just shocking shit too. So and I am glad that we did get the rooftop masturbation scene in there, because it is one of those iconic scenes in the comics, and yeah, we do get it as well in this, which is just And Morks asked me at the beginning of this, he said, well, why didn't you use that as a thumbnail? And I was like, yeah, you know what? I had it queued up. And then I thought it was a little too on the nose to use it as a thumbnail with, I was going to use the moon with the silhouette of him, jerk. I had both of them. I had the one with him bare-assed, hanging up there, which I know would have gotten striked. But the moon one would have been just fine. But I had some glare off of my TV because it was daylight when I took that one. And I decided to go with the one with him splitting the Vought guy down the middle. Thought that was a little bit better. Yes, I can do whatever I want. I can do whatever I want. And then hearing the sound of the thwacking in there too. Ugh. Oh, yeah. Ugh. There you go. Oh my God. So what else do I have going on this week? Tomorrow is another episode of Is It Worth My Time? Oh, excuse me, not my Is It Worth My Time? It's Saturday Morning Blast Off tomorrow, where I take the genre news of the week and any other genre stuff you guys want to talk about when we talk about it. And then, of course, Sunday is going to be Lovecraft Country. Monday, I'm off. Tuesday is another episode of Is It Worth My Time? I don't know what I'm doing as of yet. I'll figure something out. Wednesday, I'll be off. Thursday will be another episode of Is It Worth My Time? Again, I don't know what I'm doing yet. And Friday, I'm going to do a little special where we announce the winner of the t-shirt there. So all you need to do to win the t-shirt, remember, continental United States only, is make a comment down below. It doesn't make any difference how many comments you make. You're only going to get one entry per person. So just make a comment down below when this becomes a video. And what I'll do is I'll take all the names, put them in the magic hat, shake them up. I'm going to pick 2 names is what I'm going to do. 2 names. And so it's going to be a winner and a runner-up, because usually, I get a winner and no one ever responds. And then the runner-up usually responds. And then you're going to have 24 hours to notify me via email, suspendedfanimation@gmail.com. Pretty easy, with your address and your name and all that stuff, so I can actually send that shit out to you. And that's the way it's going to work. Yeah. It's an extra large, by the way. Yes. And for those of you who want to see what it looks like again, there you go. And on the back, it's got nothing on the back, of course, but it's got the boys logo on the bottom there. Amazon Prime, and there you go. No, you cannot have the Vought shirt because that one's mine. Yeah. They should just rename XL to American sized. Hey. Take offense to that one. If I can be such things get caught up on Lovecraft, yeah, you do. Because some good stuff. Applecross says I finally subbed to HBO Max, so I'm going to give Lovecraft Country a shot. Lovecraft Country is awesome. Yes, it is. It's some good stuff. Like I said before, it's probably my favorite series right now. Up there with Doom Patrol. It really is. Yeah. It's really up there with that. That's how good it is. So yeah, so remember, leave a comment down below in the comment section when this becomes a video, and you'll be in line for that shirt, as long as you live within the continental United States, because international rates are a fucking bitch. That's all I'm going to say. On a scale of counterpart to Legion, where is it? Well, counterpart and Legion are almost the same for me, Apple Crow. So I would say, like I said, this rates with up there with Doom Patrol for me. Yeah. Yes, I'll be talking about that tomorrow, Movie Fanobi. I will be talking about that tomorrow. I'm sorry, the beer is just making me all kinds of belchy right now. I kind of want to just. So that's why I'm drinking some more of it. I'm gonna let you guys go for the night then. Thank you to everybody joining me tonight in the chat, and thank you if you made it this far in the video. Remember, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops at the very end here. If you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below there. If you want to know when I'm be on live again, next hit the bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule that's up there, and all the links to my social media are up there too. All the links to my YouTube channel page here, my Facebook page, and my Facebook group page where you guys can post stuff and chat amongst yourselves are all on there as well. So until tomorrow, I'm going to let you guys go for the night. Thank you, everyone. Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you may end up finding out that, Senator Newman is not the good girl that she really is, and is really a psychopathic, homicidal soup who's just blown up everyone's head. Thanks, everybody. I will see you tomorrow. Until then, stay safe, be well, take care, and have a good night. Thanks, everyone. Good night.